All right, guys, let's do this thing. This review says, for the polynomial below, write it in standard form, then state the degree, the type, and leading coefficient. Okay, so standard form just means we're going to put our exponents in descending order. So let's see, f of x equals, the 4 is the biggest exponent, the square comes next, minus 8x, and then minus 4. That's standard form. Because it's a fourth degree, we're going to call it a quartic function for a fourth. What is it? I just said the degree is 4. Leading coefficient is the coefficient at the leading term, which is 2. And there's number 1. Number 2, determine whether it is a polynomial. These are yes or no questions. Now remember, we got three rules about things not being a polynomial. One is that there's no x's inside a radical. The other one is there's no x's with negative exponents, or that's the same thing as having an x in the denominator. And also you can't have x as an exponent. Okay, so like the first one right here passes all the tests. It's a yes. The second one has two problems. It has a negative x and it has a negative exponent. It has an x in the exponent. That's a no. Number 4, describe the end behavior. Remember the gestures we did. This is the first one's even and positive, which means both ends go up. Even. Remember those gestures. So the left's going up, so you're going to say as x goes to the left, the graph is going up. And as x goes to the right, the graph is going up. Both ends are going up because it's positive. Because it's even and positive. Number 5, also even, but we have a negative in the front. All right, so that means is both ends are going down. So as x goes to the left, the graph is going down. As x is going to the right, the graph is going down to negative infinity. Number 6 and 7, add and subtract the polynomials. When we did addition this week, we just kind of added straight across. So there's not anything to add the 3x cubed to, so I'm just going to bring it down. The x squareds, I'm just going to add those up. That's negative 2x squared. Have a 4x and a negative 7x. That's a minus 3x. And of course, I got at the end, I got a negative 3 and a plus 1. That's negative 2. Number 7, we talked about two ways to do this one. I'm always going to go on the safe side. That minus sign right here in the front of the parentheses is going to change all the signs inside. So I'm going to change all those signs. Now I'm going to add what I can. So I have these 2x squared. That's going to be a 5x squared. I have a 6x and a negative 12x. That's negative 6x. And I got a negative 1 and a 13, which leaves me a positive 12. Number 8. My goodness, got a bunch of binomials there. I'm going to do FOIL on the first two. And if I do that, I get n squared. If I do outer, I get 4n. Inner is negative 3n. That's just 1n. And then negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And I still have that n minus 5. Now, I always take the smaller parentheses. Remember, the rule is you got to multiply everything times everything. So I'm taking that n all the way through, which would give me, I'm adding the exponents, n cubed plus n squared minus 12n. Now I'm doing the same thing with the 5. Taking the 5 all the way through. It's a negative 5, though. Negative 5n squared minus 5n plus 60. Adding what I can. Got an n cubed, a minus 4n squared, a negative 17n, and a plus 60. That's all you got for number 8. Number 9, doesn't look like it, but actually a little bit easier because it's already, you don't have to do FOIL any. You just got to do what we did on the last one. I'm going to take the 3x all the way through, and then the negative 2 all the way through, and see what happens, and see what I can add together at the end of all that. So if I take the 3x through, I got 3x to the third, just adding exponents, 15x squared, 27x. Take the negative 2 through, getting negative 2x squared minus 10x plus 18. And then add what I can. Nothing to combine the x cubed with. I got an x squared there and x squared there. That's 13x squared. There are my x's, negative 27, negative 10. That's negative 37x. And I got the plus 18 sitting out there at the end. Number 10. I'm going to change colors. So I got too much of the other color up there. So I'm looking for 5 on my Pascal's triangle. Okay, now to draw the triangle, remember it goes 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way down the side. Now, I'm going to 2 there because that's 1 plus 1 plus 1 is. That's going to be a 3, a 3. That's going to be a 4, 6, 4, 1. I'm just adding. That's all I'm doing is adding those numbers. Here's what I need. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1, because I'm just, again, adding those numbers. So those are my coefficients. I'm going to get 1, x to the 5th. Now, because there's a minus sign, the signs are going to alternate. 5, the x comes down, the 4 starts coming up. 10, the x goes down, the 4 starts coming up. Minus 10, the x is going down, the 4 is coming up. Plus 5, the x is coming down, the 4 is coming up. I'm running out of room here. I need to erase a little bit of my triangle to squeeze this in. Okay, and I'm going to finish up with minus, I have no more x's, and I have a 1. Now, what you got to do now, multiply that stuff out. Okay, so that's x to the 5th. If I do 4 times 5 right here, that's 20. Now, be careful when you do this one. It's really 4 squared times 10. 4 squared is 16 times 10, which is 160. X cubed. 4 cubed is 64 times 10, so it's 640. X squared. 4 to the 4th, wow. 4 to the 4th is 256 times 5, which everyone knows is 1280x. And then 4 to the 5th power, I think that's 1024. I'm punching that one though. Yeah, 1024. Thought it was. All right, that's all you got on that one. All right, keep going, multiply. Now these are conjugates. Don't forget how you multiply conjugates. Same numbers inside, different sign. We're just gonna do FL. So I got 9 times 9, which is 81. Negative 2i times positive 2i is negative 4i squared. It's always going to be minus when you multiply conjugates. But if you have an I squared, don't forget what I squared means. I squared is really negative 1, which changes that minus 4 to positive 4. So I'm really doing 81 plus 4, which is 85, which is pretty cool. All right, now we've got to review stuff. So let's factor this thing. 4 terms means I'm factored by grouping. I'm taking out an x squared out of the first 2. That leaves an x plus 8. I need x plus 8 again. Factor out the 9. Leaves me an x plus 8. Factor out the x plus 8. That's what they have in common. That leaves x squared plus 9. So factor by grouping, 2 steps. Gosh, here's 13. We've done this one a lot, one just like this. So hopefully you're getting pretty darn good at the vertex form. I'm going to write the vertex form for you. First of all, here's what vertex form looks like. You should know that by now for sure. There's a vertex 1, 4. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to plug in that. I'm going to plug the 1 in for my x coordinate, and the 4 in for my y. Now, I've got to find my a, and I'm done here. They gave you a point. You know what I'm about to say. Why does it pass through the point? Because it works. Okay, so I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to plug the 1 in for the y, the negative 1 in for the x. That's because it works. And I'm just going to start working things out. I'm going to go ahead and move that 4 over. That's a negative 3. In the parentheses right here, I'm going to get negative 2 squared, which is just 4. I did some stuff in my head right there, which means a is negative 3/4. Now, that's not the answer, but I'm going to put that a right where it goes in here to write my answer down, and it's going to look just like this. It's going to say y equals a, which is negative 3/4, x minus 1 squared plus 4. Vertex is in there. I found the a using the other point. Good to go. 14, we've had several like this. Find the domain range, and is it a function or not? First of all, the domain is how far left and right it goes. It starts there. What x is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like negative 4, so it's going to go from negative 4. It actually touches negative 4, so it's a bracket. Goes forever to the right. The range, it's got arrows everywhere. It's going down forever and up forever, so range is all reals. Is it a function? It's close, but if I draw a vertical line, like if I go one right through there, obviously hit it more than once, so that's a no, not a function. Last one, done a lot of these too. I think you got these, hopefully got this down by now. Let's translate this up 7. Now make sure you use absolute value. Some of y'all change it during a problem for some reason. It's absolute value all the way through, so that's plus 7. 13 to the left, opposite of what you think inside, so I'm going to go x plus 13, because left you would think would be minus. Reflects across the y-axis. Reflects across the y as a negative inside, and then a vertical shrink by a factor of 1/2. F of x is, let's go 1/2 in front of the absolute value. And there you have it. All right, I don't think that's too bad. I think you got a great chance to do tremendously well tomorrow. Hope you do. See you then. Come see me if you need me.